Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be super chill and casual, very laid back. I haven't streamed in a long time. But for those who don't know, Illuvium finally released their beta version of the PvP arena to the public, like not just closed, anyone can go and play. I'm choking on my words here. If you don't know what Illuvium PvP Arena is, it's an auto battler that's very similar to TFT. Kind of like chess. You pick your pieces, you put them on the board, you click play, and you and your opponent battle each other. If you're interested in playing, I'll periodically drop the link to sign up for an Illuvium account in the chat, or you can check it out in the description below. Once you have that, you can just head on over to the Epic Game Store and check out Illuvium. But really, enough of that. You know what? I got a drink. We got a game. So let's just jump into it. All right, let's have fun. I need music. But I have problems with music because it's copyright. So today, and if you hang into my streams in the future, I'm going to do streams twice a week, hopefully. Tuesdays is going to be arena night, and Thursdays we're going to do overworld. If you're interested in the overworld, that is Illuvium's creature creature capture game. You go into this vast open world exploration. You catch Illuvials, you mine resources, you can craft things. That is still under a closed beta, but honestly, hop into the Discord, ask for a beta key. They're not shy about handing them out. As I said, today we are doing arena. We're going to go ahead and do ranked because if you're not putting your blood on the line, what's it worth? Let's see where I'm at. I'm at gold 2 currently, and I've got you can have 5 decks on Illuvium site, which is annoying and brilliant. Annoying in that I have more than 5 decks I want to play, and brilliant because it's good marketing, and I would not be surprised if they end up selling extra slots down the road. Let's be real. So we're going to start with one of my favorites. This has gotten me pretty far. And it's actually fairly decent against the empath build that everyone is going right now because it's out of control. It's super OP. It's mainly rogues. Rogues deal a ton of damage, jump to your back line. We got fire and air. Again, I like to build fire decks, go for that maximum damage, and then air gives you kind of the chance to dodge attacks. That's kind of my feeling there. But let's just jump into it. Hopefully we don't do too bad. Visage. Oh, and before I forget, I don't know about anyone else. I take screen captures of everybody's deck. That way, if I happen to lose, I remember what they had since we don't have match history yet. Looks like they're doing pretty standard, kind of a wildfire, maybe Tempest. Oops. Don't have forever to look it over. I'm still learning the augments, so we don't have an Arcanite class on our team or Granite, so we can ignore those. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Sentinel Stun Wave. That's one of my favorites, just because it stuns people at 2 different points when an Illuvial is losing health. And the Omega. Omega power, those are the big hits, right? So if you're upping that, it's usually pretty no-brainer. Especially if the other 2 just don't work for you. Oh, it's funny, it's cold where I'm at, but it's also... I just sent you to bed with my rogue team. I did, Reem. I'm sorry. Reem in chat is one of my victims recently. Oh, gosh. I have to say an annoying thing right now. It does not auto sort for you. I don't know how they're sorting this, but I always have to go in, and I like doing it from cheapest to most expensive. Let's do that. Add those guys in. So the nice thing about this is right away, we got 3 air and 3 rogue. So very rarely have I ever lost the first round. Rhoda over here. Rhoda. I always call him Rolo. Probably because he rolls a lot. So that's who I'm talking about if I say Rolo. He is fabulous. If you want a rogue who's air, he's a hidden gem. He has 60 hex radius, which is more than half the board. as a rogue. So he's like out of the way, but he's like, I'm going to hit you. And then he rolls after for his Omega, and he'll hit everybody that he rolls into, which can be really useful with that empath build because they like to bunch them up. And excuse my voice. I'm still kind of recovering from a cold. Ooh, okay. So next what we're going to do. So we got my rogues jump into the back line, but we want to distract that front line so that they're not really looking at the rogues. And this way, by turn 2, I got my 4 rogues and I got 3 bulwark. I know they're tier 0s, but do not underestimate the tier 0s. They honestly are your best friend, and they are more powerful than you think. Which is funny because once we hit open beta, these are the quote-unquote free Illuvials that everyone can go into the overworld to get. I could just talk for days and forget to press start. One thing you might notice that I'm not doing is I'm not bonding my ranger. So that to me is more of a mid to late game move, is bonding your ranger to get those composite classes and affinities. Let's see. This really sucks. So I'm just used to, I'm still learning how to use OBS, and I've got like YouTube Studio, and I thought it was going to show me chat, but it's not. Ugh, I'm going to have to move it over here because I like to see what you guys have to say. There we go. Shoop. Yeah. Round 2, you don't really have to worry too much. Let's see. What did I do next? Oh, yeah. Then you're pretty much adding in 2 more rogues. Why aren't they doing anything? Maybe they're saving up. And at this point, you got 6 rogues, 5 fire, 4 air. I mean, this is just powerhouse build, folks. Don't steal it. I'm going to use this in the... Oh, man, maybe I shouldn't have shown you guys. This is one of the teams I'm definitely taking with me into the Inferno tournament that's on December 3rd. That's been everyone's trouble. It's like, you want to climb the ladder rank now, but the tournament's coming up. I don't want to show everyone my winning builds. That being said, there are plenty of people who've already reached Diamond that can kick my ass. Why is there no music? I can't even change it while I'm in here. Do I still... Streaming music? Hopefully I can turn this on low. Okay, hopefully no one minds Bastion, because I love him. Love him. I love the soundtrack to the game. Don't even have to look. This is what's the problem with these teams sometimes. You don't even have to look. Ooh, okay. Bulwark could be useful. Vanguard does me no good because I don't really deal with composites. He's dealing with Bulwark, so might want to put 2 just to maybe take it. I'm not dealing with health, so while it can be useful, it's not something I really want to focus on. Vampiric Price is always a good go-to. So let's do that. Turn that music down a little bit. No, not off. Down. Maybe it's just loud to me. All right. Oh. Did it? We're on the next one. Okay. I was like, why are we doing? I always forget after that augments that I actually need to move more Illuvials. At this point, so he's kind of moved over, but it's still not really an issue because Rhoda over here has the range. We're going to actually swap these guys out anyways for the upgraded version. Get my fire guy going hopefully straight to the Fern and the Adipose. The Adipose got some healing, so I definitely want to try to kick that faster. And we're going to move Ramfy over. This is also a good point. I don't, honestly, 90% of the time, I don't use armor. But if you have the extra points, in my opinion, you should really always try to maximize all of the points that you have available. Because at the end of the match, if you win, the point cost of everything on the board is the damage that is dealt to your opponent. So you don't really want to leave 100 points on the sidelines when that's 100 points in either augments or other Illuvials that you could be, quote unquote, dealing damage to your opponent's Mozart at the end. Do it strategically because you don't get the full cost back when you sell it. But, you do you. There's sometimes I feel like rogue's overpowered because I've even done water teams. If you come up against a water team with this, the nice thing is water is strong against fire, but air is strong against water. So half of your team is still good. Sorry, Visage. We're going to continue our climb. On to the next. Sorry, soul. I'll probably do 2 to 3 teams, excuse me, matches with this team, and then we'll flip-flop. I'll show you guys some other ones. I've got a toxic deck, which doesn't always do the best, but toxic's my favorite composite affinity because I just like to poison everything. The other nice thing, I mean, it's still launch, but I haven't had to wait more than a minute usually for an opponent. I tried getting into spider tanks. I don't know if anyone here has played that. Who am I playing? Baba. Baba Vaz. That's gonna suck. Yeah, I apologize, Baba Vaz. Let's see, Aegis. Ooh, okay, he's got nature, so we definitely want to take that healing reduction by 70%. Again, I like poison, even if I'm not running a poison deck. Though this wave assault, actually, we're going to go wave assault. That stuns all enemy Illuvials for 3 seconds. Very powerful. That can pause certain Omegas that early in the game. I forget what I was talking about. The one thing that's kind of boring to watch this game is if you're running the same team, like my first 4 moves, first 4 rounds are 99% of the time the exact same. Like I always put Rhoda in this corner. I always put my Flishes over here. So I can see how it could get boring to watch. One thing also that's nice about this deck, and maybe something to think about when you're building your own decks, start with these cheap units and then upgrade them. You really should probably have Illuvials with, let's say, 12 to 14 Illuvials in your deck out of your 28 allotment. At least 12, because you have 8 units that you can have, which means that 4 of them, or let's think about it, yeah. 2 will probably always be low level, low cost, but the other 4 can be upgraded units. So like I upgrade my lesser Volante to an exalted Volante, and I upgrade my Grokos to a Lynx, which deals more damage and has more health that can last longer. So let's see, he's kind of got them spread out, but we're going to focus over here on, who is that? Blotto? Blotto. Crunk is the next one. Okay. So this is really interesting to me. One downside when you're doing a rogue deck is fighters. They can damage you fast enough, they can hurt. But, you know, you see how he kind of just put the Archos there? Archos is best when you surround him with other units, because when he does his Omega, he has kind of a healing effect in like a medium area around him. But right now, the only ones that he would probably reach would be this Water Doka here and Blotto. Whereas if you had the Fire Doka more in front of him, the likelihood of him getting that healing effect if he doesn't have to travel too far, just something to think about. But we're going to kill him because we don't want them healing. Let's see. It's pretty much good. I also feel mildly bad for anyone new jumping in today, because anyone who's been around and played survival, and if you don't know, survival arena is like PvP, but you're playing against a bot. And essentially what it is you have a pre-selection of teammates that you can use. You don't build your own team, and you just try to use what you have to get as far as you can. So you're going to have like wave 1, you'll have maybe an Archie that you have to get past. And each wave gets progressively worse and harder to get through. It's capped at around 40. Most people who are really good players get to that 35 to 38 range. I personally only make it to about 15. Great way to practice, though. The only downside is, here's the thought. I wish you could take your pre-made decks into the survival arena, because what's great about it is from wave to wave, it's totally random. Like, you could face water one time and fire the next. And the nice thing about that is it really tests the versatility of your deck. Whereas right now, if you want to test it, you either have to go into ranked or you go into casual. Which, I mean, you could go into casual, but that's also sometimes where newer people play and I feel bad. Maybe move Rhoda. I don't often get to do this upgrade because I don't have enough. I still don't have enough. Never mind. I do have a variation of this where I get to upgrade my Rampy to my Ramfire, and I bond it with my Ranger to make a Inferno Phantom with fire and air and rogue and bulwark, and it's very beautiful, if I do say so myself. Don't usually need to do augments. When I do, I like to put, no, let's not do that yet. There's a bug. If you put an augment on units, like if I put it on Rampy, and then I sell Rampy, the next time I go to do placements, it will, yeah, see, I almost did it again. I shouldn't do it. It will, like, undo everything you did. It's a bug. They know about it. It should be fixed in the next patch. But it makes it hard to want to place augments on Illuvials that I know I'm going to be replacing. I can't tell you how many times I made that problem in the first, 2 days of access. Oh, sweet. According to John, the bug was fixed today. Sweet. I have been too scared to try. Mostly, especially in ranked. Maybe I'll try it in casual. Oh, sorry, Bubba. Ooh, okay. 7 more and I can get to gold 3. All right, we'll do one more with this deck, and then we'll swap over and, we'll try out my Toxic, maybe. It's also hard, because I know I win with this deck. Unless I go up against someone Diamond. They usually cream me. Mostly because most people who, once they understand the basics, are great at doing kind of single focus decks like empaths or rogues or fighters. What's really difficult is when you're getting those composites. You're getting, what has he got? Oh man, he's got phosphorus, that son of a cabbage farmer. I gotta think about this. Oh. He doesn't have shock. Oh, let's not give him another Arcanite, though. That's the other decision. You decide if you're getting something for you or if you want to deny something to your opponent. And that could be a hard decision. Ugh. See? I didn't even go for it. I could have gotten something else. I get something I don't need. That's okay. Didn't I just finish saying that I don't use the augments until after turn 5? I am also, by the way, a space case, so I will easily forget what I was previously talking about. That is why me talking jumps around a lot. And again, apologies, just kind of part of my personality. See what he does. Ready to fight. This is an interesting strategy. The people who purposefully lose the first, like, maybe 1 or 2 rounds because they're building up to be able to afford everything they've put in their decks. Which, I mean, it can work. It's risky in my opinion. If anyone doesn't know, while it costs to move these guys, press the escape key if you do click them by mistake, and then they go back to where they were. It does not cost to move your ranger. That is free movement, so make sure you utilize that. Dungeon Lord. I love seeing everybody's usernames. It's always fun. Ooh. Okay, see. Okay, so yeah, Phosphorus is Arcanite. So if he had gone for the Arcanite, I don't think there's anything else in his deck that, unless he's bonding his Ranger. But even if you're bonding your Ranger, you bond your Ranger, you have Phosphorus, and then you attach the Arcanite symbol to one of your other units, you immediately got 3, which would have given you a 55% increase to your Omega power as attack damage, and 35% energy cost as attack speed, which can be very crazy. Seriously, Phosphorus has been a thorn in my side lately, especially when people pair him with the Empath deck that's broken. Oh, I feel sorry. Fighter. Enemies within 30 hexes have their damage reduced by 35%. This, for 30 MP, is actually a pretty good steal. If you're going up against air, anyone who's like dodging or blinding you, Visionary Vanguard, you need that. I don't this time, but Resolve and Energy Resistant. This is good if you're going up against Bulwarks. I like to have it on hand. I'm not even bother with the fighter. I bet they don't pick it. See? They don't pick it. You underestimate those basic classes or affinity boosts that you can just throw onto somebody else. What do I want to do? Just do the stand. No? Okay. Let's see. Can I? If I have enough, it'd be fun. See, I like to throw the fire weapon on. Bond to my Ramfire. And 4 fire, 3 air, 2 inferno, and 2 phantom. Doesn't change a whole lot. I even have 30 left over for an augment. If you want to do that. Arcanite does me no good. Less healing or less energy. They don't... How much healing do they do? Not... I guess Lilira does some, sure. Let's throw this on Air Groko for less... Let's do less healing. Everyone does a little bit of healing there. Not a ton. In healing decks, you'll see this like 425 number be like thousands. Oh, and I guess for those who don't know, over here on the side, the first tab is going to show you your affinity and classes that you have activated. And then the second tab shows you combat stats. So like how much damage they're dealing, how much of a shield they might have up, how much healing they've done. I have no healers. And then on the end, you can see how close everybody is to their omegas, as well as what's going to happen once they hit those omegas. Just nice little cheat sheets I didn't know about until just recently. Okay, we're going to switch. Unless I'm not going to lie, 90% of my decks are fire. So we'll switch to toxic. Or, okay, maybe I should do one more. I just hit gold 3. No, okay, we'll do toxic. We'll see if we can do that. We'll risk it for you guys. Right? Okay, so we're going to change team. I like this dude. Change team. Already feeling toxic. This one, toxic with a water base usually. It's like toxic colossus. Colossus is the other big build that a lot of people are going. And then I threw in granite. So, did I alter this recently? Oh, I recently altered this, I think. I start with a flish play. That's semi-new. Someone was telling me something they found OP was the flishes. Just lining them up, because on their omegas, they can end up one-shotting it when you get the exalted flish. Now, I don't have exalted in mind, but if you group them up so that they're all kind of hitting the same target, 2 or 3 flishes when they omega, if they do it near the same time, can essentially have a similar effect. And again, you can end up having 3 to 4 scion. What do I have for a weapon? Nope. Okay, I won't have 4 scion. But if you had the scion weapon, you could do that. Probably gonna... now I feel bad. I'm gonna lose my my gold 3. Oh, damn it. It's Kieran. God damn it. Why did I switch decks, people? Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, Pork Lamington or Pork Lamb is Kieran. Ah, God, I don't know if it's gonna... Nice thing, okay, poison can really help with Ramfire. What has he got for augments? Shit, what's he doing? He's dodging. Shit, True Sight will be great. Berserk, that I want. I don't have magma. Okay, what's he gonna go for, though? He might go for that one. 50 thorns and 2 seconds. That could be good. Taunt enemies. I already taunt enemies like none other with my build. Okay. Fingers crossed. This is gonna suck. The worst part is I haven't even played this in forever. I don't remember what I did. I know I start here. And I think I give him a weapon. Did I not have... There's his weapon. Oh, Kieran. This is gonna suck. Maybe. I mean, he's only gold 1. Maybe it'll be fine. You would just expect the co-founder of a game to, you know, just smoke your ass if you're playing it. Ugh, gosh, he's got 3 air to start. Only 2 fighter, though. So, he's going to probably win this first round. I'm telling you, Rhoda is seriously underestimated. And his leveled up form, his stage 3, is equally as impressive, especially if you can get that dust composite created. Ooh. I still think I'll lose, maybe? Ooh, maybe not. Poison. Death. Huh. Sweet. I thought I was going to lose that one. Maybe if he had had a 3 fighter rather than that rogue in. Okay, so he's got them here. Rhoda's going to come over here. And I've got 135. So we're going to try creating just like a little flish corner back here. For funsies. You want to be careful if you're doing something like this to really group them. Otherwise, a rogue like Rhoda can just totally get in there. And we got 35 left. We're going to put in our own rogue to get that ranger. And I like my personal ranger to be back a bit. So we got 4 Scion, 2 Colossus. Let's see how this goes. Oh, see. That sucks. Okay, next time we'll put something in to protect them. Because a little slow. Come on, you guys. And they're lined up kind of nicely, so they should... No? Okay, never mind. I didn't know it was the ranger they were going to get. I was hoping it'd be this group here, but they do hit the furthest enemies, so... Might be fine. Maybe. Yeah, rogue for the win. Haha. Team-based matches. Are you talking about like esports, like tournament kind of things? You could do custom matchmaking right now. So like if I wanted to go against you, Jarek, we could do a custom match and I'd get the code, send it to you, and then we could play it ourselves. Ooh, one thing I'm excited for is, what am I excited for? I am excited for, now I'm thinking a little hard right now. Let's put you here. We're going to put him in there. So we got that granite, more scion, 5 scion. True sight is broken at the moment too. That sucks. I'm excited for spectator mode. Probably why all these people, I'm not mad at them, but I can't bring myself to intentionally play builds that are broken and give you an unfair advantage. Rhoda, go have some cabbage. Ugh. Yeah, you kill him. Kill him. At least Rhoda, see, Rhoda was in the way. So my Flish was going for the Ranger and got both, even though I just died. Ugh, we need to rethink this. Rogue. Yeah, I don't really have a clear thought of this deck. Maybe we won't play this deck. I don't want to drop too low. Let's get Rogue. Or at least not have him take it, because he's got Rogue going. Regen deals energy damage. Actually, do that one. This Sarkeen Escape placed on a Fisto is annoying as hell. Because once it drops below that health, for my Rogue deck at least, the Rogues just ignore him and go off, and then he just kills everything. Okay, so that is my 8 units. That's not necessarily the 8 units I want. Next time around, I think we will adjust. I don't necessarily even want a rogue. That was bad. Let's do this guy. But I got Berserker now. So let's add it to Titanor. So Berserker is going to let you deal additional damage and have attack speed. Titanor is already a tank. So hopefully they'll help him hold his own. Now, why they placed Ramfire all the way over there, a little confusing. If he had placed him here, it would have been much more effective just because his ult would have included, well, not that it matters now, but it would have included that entire little bunch and totally wiped me out. Like it's about to do for a lot of my units right now. Good news is I still have time to reevaluate and try to fix this. Let's sell all my little flishes. Let's have Titanor over there. I'm going to add in more colossus. Where do I want to add them? Here. Put this guy a little further up. And I've got room for 3 more. I'm going to put him for some healing, plus we get that Verdant, which more healing. I don't really need rogues, so honestly I'm gonna go for some more poison effect. Now he's not gonna add to my toxic, but he's still gonna be useful because he still gets the benefit of the 3. And I don't need the rogues. Let's see, we got 2, 2, 3. Let's add him in though. Maybe it'll work. And I have no augments on, and I really should. I don't know what to do. Oh, too late. Hopefully I don't die, but I'm feeling like I will. What the fuck? Where'd you go? They just pathing. Pathing is weird. Is there taunt I forgot about? I swear. I always get my units to clump up, so they're just like walking around. I don't know what to do. See, at least they're all away from Ramfire. So once Ramfire alts, well, for now they are. Okay, yeah, go poison Ramfire. Quick. Oh, take that, Kieran. In your face. Don't tell him I said that. You're a lovely person, Kieran. But the game is not over. All right. What does he have? So he could throw in some more rogues. He could go Steam. Why he has Steam, I'm not quite sure. Okay. We want Titanor to last a little bit longer. So we're going to add... Should I do Omnivamp on him? That's probably a better one. He was holding up pretty well. So we're going to give him 40% Omnivamp. And then I like putting as much attack speed as possible on my right plants because his Omega is just amazing. So we're going to do the same thing over here on Riptorus. True Sight apparently won't work. Gain True Sight and 12% attack speed. Just in case. I'd rather have it than not. Gain 80 physical. Nah. I think we're going to give him max health. 28. I could give somebody a rogue, but again, you know what we're going to do? Would that be fun? Is this a rogue? It is a rogue. I wonder if the ranger will turn around. We're going to make the snail a rogue. I find that hilarious. Because it's a snail, right? He's just going to, whoop. He's going to jump. It's going to be fun. I make myself laugh, even if I don't make you laugh. Oh. I made that way too strong. Oh. Come on. Oh, did it freeze on me? Hopefully the game doesn't crash. I've had a couple crashes. A couple freezes. Next thing you know, the match is over. You don't know what happened. That's actually really, I like that. I like making the snail. Just pretty much, Rhoda, why you gotta do that to me, man? Why you gotta do that? You rude. If it wasn't for Rhoda. And how annoying is that? Rhoda's coming this way. Titanor is sending his stun that way. No. Man. Damn, did you see that damage, though, that did to my right plants? That hurt. Sweet. I'm coming for you, Kieran. Alright, we still got some augments to use. I mean, at this point, once you hit like round 6 and onward, it's all about the augment use. Which I'm not always great at, and that's why I die a lot. Shield. On combat start, who do I want to shield? Let's go ahead and shield that dude. He could gain 60 energy, but I think I'd rather him just have some extra shield and health. You know, if you're going to have Colossus and you want them to really be your tanks to take those damage, make them tanky. Enemy tank 40% less healing or 20% less energy. Let's do less energy. That can work. Okay, let's do... Oh shit, Grit and Resolve. I forget these. I mix them up. Grit, I think, is physical. And Resolve is energy. They're mainly dealing physical, I think. There we go. Okay. Really down to the wire on that one. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Do you think I got Kieran? Why isn't he... John, you gotta tell me, is he crash, do you know? Because he hasn't added very many augments. So now I feel like this is a cheap win. Pausing again. We should be going. There he goes. Yeah, he's... Oh, that's gotta suck. This isn't his fault. He would have put more augments on. I mean, look what he's got. Shield. Yeah. Ouch. Rhoda. It's kind of slow to load back in. Usually I can get my game restarted pretty quickly. Ah. Sorry, Kieran. It's all for a good cause. I'm back to gold 3. I guess I didn't go down gold 3. All right. Let's try that deck again and see if we can do it. Just take the win and never let him live it down. Hell yeah. You're right. I should totally do that. I also like to think I'm too nice to do that. Let's keep playing with this. That's the other thing. When you make a deck, you're going to suck at it at first. Like, keep playing with it. Keep figuring out what to do, where to move them, when to move them. You know, you'll put an augment on and later you'll find out that I put this augment on for 40 and it did absolutely shit. It did nothing. Sir Dicey. Let's see. Another kind of toxic-y, semi-colossus fighter. Yep. This will be interesting. Don't play the deck again. It kind of sucks. Fine. Well, we'll finish this one. And then we'll see. What else do I have? Let's see. We've already done... Yeah, but here's my issue. I don't really like the other 3 I've got. Like, these 2 are my favorites so far. I've got the Flish team that John got me onto. Though I don't know if I could play that correctly since it's new for me. Let's see. Give him his shield. Again, the boring part about this is this first 2-3 rounds, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So you kind of end up finding you do similar things. Kind of like chess. You start with very similar moves. You have a favorite play style. Now, obviously, if you lose, change your play style. But what's he got? 3 nature, 3 fighter off the back. That is a great way to open your first match. Not quite as strong as my composite. And that's where it's nice, right? You see a base affinity in class and you see a composite affinity in class. And in my mind, if you've got that 2-2 versus that 3-3, the 2-2 should win. Got 135. Why not? Let's try this again. It is in failing that we learn. So, let's see how I fail. Or win. I love that they single focus on like one target when they're so clumped like that though, because it really means you can kind of plow through the enemy. All right, and here they should get the Omega off here soon. Just in time to... Didn't even get the Omega off. That kind of sucks. What are we going to do? You got 3 fighters. 155. Let's go ahead. Put him in. hide TNT in the back. Seems solid. Is that rogue? Bulwark. Is he going to come? Aha. You know what I always find interesting is if you clump here in the middle and they've got a bulwark right against the side there, it's not going to walk to the back line because whatever's in front is closer. And that's what they're going for. They're going for what's closest. You say this deck sucks, but I'm still doing decent. Ooh, toxic. 5 regen, first omega. Perpetual entropy is pretty decent, but quantum reclamation is best. That is a really great one for Rampfire and Phosphorus. It really works on any Illuvial, but if you can get them to cast their omega like immediately, getting those two within the first like 10 seconds of battle can just be quite overwhelming. They don't have a Rampfire, do they? Nah, okay. Oh, now what? Go ahead and get our 4 colossus. Let's stick with this for a bit. Let's put some... We're going to get Titan ore. Some toxic affinity. That'll be fun. And I would need to remove somebody to get... Yeah, we'll do that next turn. Next turn, we will put my ripe plants on. Yep. See that line? It just destroyed. Especially when you got them clumping at the front, you can get at least 2 or 3 people when flishes do their ult. Okay, we're going to play one more with that. We're going to see how it goes. You may say it sucks, John, but I won too. And against the co-founder of Illuvium. Watch, I'm going to crash and burn because I'm getting a little too full of myself here. Spike. Okay, for the record, I have beat Spike at least twice with my rogue deck. Oh, see, they got the gyro. Euro. I just want to say Euro when I see that dude. Are they going to do Steam? They definitely got kind of that rogue going. I don't have Inferno Slayer. I don't. This one's solid, and so is this one. This one for 20. Frost every 2 seconds. And gaining dodge chance. When you don't have an air deck, that's pretty decent to have. Let's see. I've been liking how we're starting off, so I think we're just gonna... If it's not broke, don't fix it. Baroque. Probably gonna get those rogues. Let's take another look at that. So water, air, a lot of dodging. Duelith, I'm definitely probably gonna have to put in my rogue to deal with that. And bulwark. 1, 2, 3. You can get 4 bulwark, but you really only want 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To me, 9 Illuvials is too little. You need more than that. You need at least 10. Like 8 main ones to get a full board and 2 alternates. Minimum. And like 11 to 13 augments. So 23, 1 to 2 weapons, 1 armor if you end up using it. Die. I like his PFP though. I like a good fiery with that red background too. It's super nice. Okay, so he's got rogues coming in, so I could totally do the Flish, but I wish I had 5 more, then I could put Titanor and TNT in. We're gonna do slightly different because his rogue's just gonna, or I could, know what I could do? Let's try something different. We'll do the Flish thing. I'm gonna kind of group them up over here though. And again, might as well put in, I don't need it. What does he have? 10 seconds to decide. What do I do? There we go. Okay, call that good. We'll see if this works. Okay, that kind of works out. Why did you put Atlas in the back? Okay, see, Atlas now has to walk to wherever he's going. I mean, it kind of worked out because I have a rogue for him to fight, but he'd be so late to the party. I think this still might end up winning. Rhoda. Also, as bulwarks go, Atlas, solid at addition to any team. I mean, what's his health at? 1169 compared to... Okay, less than an Air Groko, but 6178 in terms of attack damage. All right, let's see. We're going to let him walk up because there's just like next to no point in indulging that. Put TNT over here. So now I got our Scion Colossus, plus we got Granite. So that means Titanor and TNT, even though he's in the back, is going to get 4 seconds of invulnerable at the very beginning. So they're not going to get hit with any damage. That's all I can do for right now. And then Rhoda's going to come back here, and he's probably going to go after TNT anyways. Hey, DJ slapping in the house. Yeah, so today is the official release date to the public of PB3. I got early access, which was bittersweet because it was on Thanksgiving of all days. Where's my US people who know that you don't anger your family on Thanksgiving by playing games? But I can play now, so that's nice. Love you some water buffalo. I'm coming around to it. I never really liked the idea of the water buffalo line. Umber, man. That is a powerful alluvial. Umber. Water buffalo, it can hold its own. Definitely going to need some augments to survive. We want zapping hex just because with Umber, we don't want him to get his Omega any faster than he needs to. Also times respite's good, so we're gonna split. If we get zapping hex, I think we'll put on TNT. Where time respite, getting a shield equal to 400% of maximum energy, and immunity again. Titanor, just let him live forever. I did not see what I got. Times respite, yay. Okay. Let's go back to units. So, do I have enough? So it's 15 to move Titanor. That should still leave me with plenty. Yeah, we'll put him there. And 4 Colossus should start helping me a bit. And then you still got the Flishes to kind of do some damage. And then who do we want Frost to? Let's go ahead and add this within 30 hexes. Do I have enough? How much is moving him? 6. Haha. So we're going to add this to TNT. And then we're going to see if we can put him over here. and move Titanor just a little bit. And hopefully he's going to inflict frost onto Umber, which is going to slow him down. Because that's one of the dangerous things is the speed that Umber can get. I mean, what? He gets 35% attack speed when he gets hyper. Ooh, everyone went on Titanor. That was a good move on my part and his part. I mean, he's probably 30 hexes. Barely, maybe I should have moved him over a bit. Now, the downside with Rhoda and with Gyro is they move. So if you want them to be on one person, that's not going to happen. Holding in there, but I don't think I'm going to come out with this. Spike, you're doing good. All right, I'm going to have to rethink my plan. That's okay. Nice thing is we are going to have the MPs for it. You know it's a good match when you get past round 5. All right, let's see. Let's relook at what we're doing. We're going to let's take our flishes out. Or move our ranger around. Let's... Actually, we're going to leave him escape. Escape, escape. There we go. We got that. See, fit, he doesn't fit. You want him to fit, but he won't fit. I want him to fit. Okay, we'll put him... Okay. Archelion really works well around a group of people, so he can really have his healing get into effect. I got 2 more I could use. I'm running out of time. 800 max health. Let's just up your health a bit. Oh, I'm not maximizing. Shit. Oh yeah, DJ Slap and I totally stayed up late to play the game. But I didn't want to stream because I didn't want to disrupt people, so that's why I'm not streaming until today. How are we gonna do? Archelion, what is his healing on? He roots. I think that did it though. Yeah. Sweet. All right. See, here's where things can get tricky though, is because you can start using the MP that you have to start moving people around. Oh, I had a number here. That's a bad spot for my ranger, by the way. Okay, I have 2 more. Let's add... I don't need a rogue. And why do you have Atlas back there? I'm still confused. I don't need a rogue, but I've got 2 rogues. What to do, what to do, what to do. Sure, fine. Throw them in. I like to have a full board at this point is the gist of it. And yep, we're going to add speed to you. We don't really need true sight. Physical and energy piercing, 40%. Omnivamp, can't put on Titanor this time. Shield. Enemy, how's their healing? He's never in one spot. He's hard to reduce healing on. I'm going to try just like ridiculously upping. Gain 30 resolve. I think it's grit I need with the that's the worst part is I always forget who does physical damage. Okay, yeah, see physical damage. And who does I can't target. Who does energy damage? But Umbra is physical. Oof. Oof. Okay. Seriously, Atlas. You are a little tanky tank. You're the little tanky tank that could. I kill you. That's what Riptorus says. I kill you with my poison. Ugh, down part about this game is it super heats up my room. Oh shit, what the fuck, Umber? I've seen that. I even wrote it down. See, I use paper. I take my notes when I see things that are just like, what the F? 40% attack speed for 5 seconds on takedown. And then pure attack damage. Gosh darn it. Okay. You know what we're going to do? Oh, nope. We're not doing that. But we're going to move this dude to over here. Hopefully we just ignore him. Omnivamp. Who could use Omnivamp? Shielding. Yeah, let's do that. Max health. We like to max health people. Who's dealing the most damage? Those two. So, yeah. Definitely get that too. Don't need True Sight this time around. Shielding. All right. I don't know if that's going to do it. Really just adding more health and... that Umber's going to kill me. You know what I should have done? If I won't survive. 35, shit. Ugh. Our right plants went right to him. And yet, look, he's like, nothing is happening there. Full health. WTF. WTF. Physical damage. 35 attack speed. Ugh. Nice. Spikes. Solid. Yeah, there's no way I'm... God. Darn it. I was feeling so good. I was on such a roll, folks. Ugh. Exalted Somatic Booster. See, I had someone who put Exalted Parasitic Link and Omnigenic on Umber. And just, it's kind of the same thing. Just the speed was ridiculous. All right, so we're going to switch decks. So let's see, we've done Toxic. We've done Dodging Death Blows, which is my my rogue deck. What do we want to do? Let's try the... Oh, no. Okay. I was going to say that we should do Hold the Line. Hold the Line is... What is that? Now I gotta check. Hold the Line is my Adipo Empath deck, which I judge people for. So I'm sorry, folks. I won't be doing that. Let's try out this Flish deck, though. John, you gave this to me. So if I die, it's your fault. Know what I really like about this game, though? I like that someone could hand you a deck. A really good deck. Like, I always win with this deck. This got me to diamond rank or whatever. And it won't necessarily do you any good. Because if you don't know how to play the units, then you could still lose every single time. Like, you need to have that innate knowledge of what they do, which is where I die a bit because I didn't put this deck together. So I have an idea. Let's see. Pierce. Oh, this is going to be good. So mine Flishes are Scions. They deal energy damage. And so we want to be piercing that resistance. And dealing 5% of target's max health is pure damage. Can be great against like the bulwark types. If, you know, they have bulwark over here. I didn't actually look at what they had. Bummer me. Don't make that mistake. Actually look at what deck your opponent has put together. Take the full amount of time to look over it. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's see. Just like the Illuvials. Again, I like being able to put kind of as many units on the board as possible at the start. What's his range? Fiery's another one that's just like half the board amount of range. It's great because then he doesn't have to move. And we'll put Flish. Flish has ridiculous. Flish has 60. So it's like unless your enemy is putting their team all the way in that back corner, you're going to be hitting something. Oh, and that's what happens when they have, is that an exalted? That is an exalted Flish. Ah, good job, Gribba. Good job. That is solid. I don't want to move. I don't know about you. I hate moving units after I've placed them. It can be annoying. Let's see, put my Atipo. And let's try and throw a rogue back there. Again, getting those like base affinity and class composites as high as possible within like 1 or 2 rounds. You get fire here, you're dealing 20% additional damage and 50 for fire, and all of my units are fire, which is not going to do me any good right now. It looks like doesn't always work, but the theory, right? The theory holds true. Okay, I'm gonna have to rethink this. Let's try the furthest enemy. So now the nice thing is they've got kind of this line going. So if I put my flishes, darn it, if you space them correctly, unlike me. So these two should be hitting a straight line back. And you got your ranger in the corner there. What do I have for weapons again? Yeah, okay, we're not going to do weapons yet. Let's try Rampy. And the other nice thing is once you put a unit on the board, you can move it without it costing you anything. Rampy actually has a semi-decent range, so I'm going to make him walk over so that ideally he's not the target of their initial attack. Because if you have them jump to that back line and there's nobody else, they're the closest unit. That's who they're going to attack. Whereas hopefully they'll have a second to like, oh, I want to attack Groko. Or man, they just added, maybe they thought about that and they added a fighter. See, now further. We'll put him further away next time. John, I blame you. This is not going well. Not for me. Got the ranger down. Oh, this hurts. You want me to do a Mozart emote? I can do that. True sight, doesn't matter. I'm not dealing with air. Maximum health. But resistance is always good. We'll do these two. You don't have 7 fire, that's why. I guess I didn't bond. Shit. I didn't bond my ranger. There's a mistake. Don't make that mistake. Bond your ranger, dude. For you and for me. See, and this is, again, example. This was not my deck. And if I just bonded my ranger, I would have 7 fire. But we're going to adjust. Which, let's take Roku off. We'll upgrade to here. At the very least, I should have, yeah, let's do that. Why not? Go Ramfire. Do I? I'll do Scion. It gives me 3 Scion too. Let's see. Ooh, I like this. So it's always fun to give Indomitable for 6 seconds at the 10%. So once Ramfire gets near to death, pretty much he's not going to be able to be hit. He won't be able to go below 1 health. You got a Ramfire too. I see you. Which means that he could get an extra alt off. He could get a bit more damage done. If you want to know how to do emojis, you have default emojis right now. If you click on your Mozart. Haha. I like to personally do the love emoji. Just because I love y'all, even though I'm losing. Yeah, we're going back to my winner deck after this. Let's see. We'll take 1, 2, 3. Let's. I don't like the Adipo personally. I'd rather go more roguey. And then that way we're going to get Phantom too. And then let's see what we've got. So who's doing the most damage right now? Ramfire, no doubt. So we're going to just up his damage, so he's going to pierce more of that defense. See how that goes. Oh, I can put this on. Holders attacks reduce the target's physical and energy resistance by 5, which is not a ton. But well, let's put that on our bulwark. Fingers crossed. I think I'm going to lose this one. I mean, they've got 3 air, 3 fire, 2 inferno, which honestly, I like that build. I've done that build. Slightly different, but I've got it. And their little flish here. 2% of maximum health. 80 physical. Oh, I lost, but that was funny at the end, right? Like, did you see that? Like, just no. All right, we're done with that until I practice with it more. Let's see, what can we do? What do I want to play? So I've got this one called G Master. Another deck that was given to me, though I do know how to use it a bit better. Doesn't always work for me. Like, it's a great beginner deck. It was great to get me started and get me learning. Maybe we should do that just to show you guys. I refuse. I need to delete this deck. Hold the line. The Empath. And these, if you're new, these last 3 at the bottom, so you don't actually have to make your own deck if you want to try out the game. They have these kind of starter decks. Enchanting Templars, Affinity Scions, Natural Winners, which is a lie. So you can always choose one of those. I'm sorry, we're going to go back to tried and true. I want to get back up to gold 3. Let's be real. And I rarely lose with this one. I lose, but not that often, at least. Oh, Vader. Luke, I am your father. Solid earth, granite. Got an invoker too. Granite invoke. Wait, can you do granite? You don't have granite. Oh, yes, you do. Okay. Making sure. Inferno, I want that. And yeah, I mean, I like more invulnerableness. He'll probably go for that one, I bet. Yeah, figured he'd go for that one. Again, you got to choose between getting what you want and letting them get what they want. Okay. So we know the drill. I put on my rogues. Hopefully I dominate. All right. There we go. Should probably click the I'm ready button, huh? Oh. You know, I didn't set it up, so I actually don't know if you guys can hear the music that I'm jamming to. That's an interesting setup. Solid, actually. Putting your flish in the back with a wall that you have to get through before you can, and the fact that you're meant to go into that back means the flish got a direct line to hit multiple opponents. That's pretty solid. Like, didn't work that time, but... Alrighty. So this will be nice because it should... So John, it's funny that you're such a nice... John is a nice person to hang out because he asks the questions some people wonder that they don't know. If you want to move your drone, you can hit Control and then anywhere on the map, and Mozart will fly there. And then you just have to left click if you want the emojis. So, we'll get him out of the way. We'll go hang out with this other one. It's also interesting, I've noticed sometimes I've got the little purple drone, and other times I've got the silver that you see over here. We'll give him love. Love, Vader. Okay, so we got Groko. That's a very little lynx. Is that usual? Usually they're huge. Empath, though. This is somebody who's definitely going one affinity and trying to kind of get all rolls. It doesn't usually work. Just because, at least not early in the game. It's good to have multiple rolls, but not necessarily one of each. Let's see, we're gonna... So the nice thing for them that they've done is they've grouped it in such a way that there's no way. If you put like Roto here, you'll notice doesn't actually get back there. He kind of jumps to the side. So you kind of got to put your units to the side if you want to be sure that you know where you're placing them. Otherwise, you're kind of just guesstimating. So this way, I think 5. Yeah, my Ramphie has a... Oh, I thought Ramphie was 6. Okay, should have flip-flopped. Put Ramphie closest and put the Lynx furthest since they have a 5 range. Which doesn't matter if they're going up against Scarabok. Yeah. Should be solid win. Let's see. I don't know. I think, folks... Oh, we're going to climb back up to gold 3 with this deck, and might end it after that. I am an adult, unfortunately, which means I have an adult bedtime. Ooh, yeah, lights chosen. God, this is so great for rogues. Rogues hit hard, hit fast. So when you can give the holder and its 2 nearest allies 40% attack speed and 50 Omega power, stop what you're doing and choose it. Ah, it's lovely. And I hate Meteor Shower Onslaught. I used to think it didn't do anything, but then it recently seemed to actually be doing like decent damage. It's a pain in the ass. So of course he chooses it because it's going to be a pain in my ass. Let's see. So now we're going to do our little upgrades to the Lynxes, which sucks in the sense that I do have to pay a little bit of movement cost for flare there. There we go. This is the point that sometimes I add on the armor. Again, really use the MPs you have. It's going to help take down your opponents faster in the long run. And we'll just sit patiently. What has he got? So he's got the 7 Earth. What does that do? Grit and Resolve. So, let's see. Let's check out Illuvium Master real fast. Grit and Resolve, if you want to know, Illuvium Master has this nice dictionary page. I always forget which is which. So, okay, so Grit is reducing physical damage, and Resolve is reducing energy damage. In case you ever know. Illuviummaster.com, great spot. It helps remind me of, like, what does Silence do? What does, Resolve do? What's blind? How does poison work? I go over a little bit of that in my new video. Hopefully will be out in a day or two. So much editing. Where we're really going to go over each affinity, talk about the strengths, the weaknesses, what kind of classes you might want to pair together with that affinity. Should be fun. If you enjoyed my PvP 101 video, yo, what happened here? You'll enjoy that. Mike? Oof, that was close. See, and I should pay attention. I should pay attention if I want to know what's going on. See, that is the issue. Positioning. In one wave, you can totally just change it. On the other hand, so can I. But what do we want to do? We're going to upgrade to ram fire. We are going, nope, we don't want shock. We want inferno. Inferno, baby. We'll leave him over there just in case, actually. We'll upgrade him. The other nice thing is, even though they adjusting like that every single turn in late game, it's not super worth it because you're not going to have enough to play your augments. You're only paying like maybe, how much? Percentage of the original cost to move them, but it adds up, especially if you're doing your whole team like that. Yep, knew you're going to move it to the back. And unfortunately, so this is actually kind of nice. So Ramfire is getting all of his energy up, dealing with that little dude. And at this point, he can go back to that big clump. So when he does his ult, he's going to get all those little dudes. Unless he gets stunned. How's the rogue team going in Web 3? It is going lovely. This is my favorite. Rogues and fire and flames. That's my go-to. Even in other games. I'm playing Baldur's Gate right now, a little bit here and there. Okay, we'll do one more match. Just because I like to be a little above the threshold. So if I lose first game tomorrow, I don't have to feel like I've, lost a rank. I play Baldur's Gate though, and I play Rogue. Positioning is only expensive if you position your whole team. It can definitely be like utilize that effect if you want to just move one or two. But yeah, your whole team is like that. That is your move for that round, pretty much, especially late game. Let's see. I wonder who we'll get next. I've honestly been a little surprised. Like, I'm not super familiar with a ton of people in the community, but when you go against your friends, you're just like, oh, it's you, sweet, we're playing. It's like, it's happened more often than I'd expect. There's also people who I just like know by name. It's just like, I know your name. I've never talked to you. Oh, I will say this for Illuvium. One of the most welcoming communities I have ever been a part of. I never would have thought about content creating or streaming if it hadn't been for this community. Like, this, I feel bad. Oh, and no weapons or armor? What are you going to get? Okay. Oh, I feel bad. All right, let's go. Ooh, okay, so Jagged Edge, great for rogue teams. Because when that person gets a critical, the holder and its two nearest allies get 6% crit amp, and it stacks. And rogues are all about crit amp. Crit amp, crit chance, you want them to crit. Because their bonus increases crit. So when you can get to that 6 bonus, 246. I'm interested in the chat. Like, if you were new to the game, would you jump right into ranked, or would you want to play casual? I'm competitive, so I mean, I do rank, good or bad. But I'm always curious, like, what other people want to do. If they care about their rank, like, going down if they're new while they're learning. Similar to TFT, like, I don't play League of Legends because it felt like the learning curve was just so damn steep. And TFT was nice because you didn't have to build... Illuvium's almost worse because of that. TFT, you don't have to build your deck. You have everything and you just have to choose, right? Just choose what you want. Whereas here, this kind of sucks for newbies, in my opinion, because you have to try and build a deck when you don't know half of what's going on. Which is why I'm like, newbies, utilize the free decks, do it. But where was I going with that? I got lost. Yeah, repositioning there. Toxic, colossus. Anyways, yeah, so TFT was easier to learn because you could just like place, test different builds. Whereas Illuvium, you kind of have to build your deck to test it. I don't know, it's harder. It's like you have to actively learn versus TFT for me was passively learning. And I didn't think Illuvium was complicated until I sat down to make my PvP 101 video. And what I thought would be a 5-minute video turned into like a 15-minute video. Also, if you want to learn about affinities, right? Okay, PvP 101, 15-minute, 17-minute video. Affinities should be shorter, maybe 8 minutes. It's 30 minutes, folks. And I apologize because I hate long videos. So I don't want to make long videos for people. Though I will tell you, for an affinity overview on every affinity, this video is going to be useful. We go over terminology. We go over Illuvials that work well with it. Talk about augments a little bit. We definitely go into the hyper bonus system so you really understand that. But it's complicated. I would say if it wasn't for the fact that I'm in Illuvium at the start, I'd probably feel the same way about Illuvium that I feel about League of Legends. There's just so much to take in. It's probably like good though. Like that's got a bit of the esports to it, right? I also don't usually watch esports. Being in the Illuvium community and connected like I am, I'd probably start watching esports. Chose the Phantom, by the way, because I can end up getting 3 Phantom. If I add the Phantom, I usually add it to... Interesting enough, Rhoda does some of the most damage. And then losing Omega Power is always... Oh, you took that from me. Darn it. Honestly, I don't usually expect that from newbies. And I'm assuming it's a newbie. Hector Ringle, I don't recognize the name. Let's upgrade... Let's distract the Titan Orbit. Add some armor. What has he got on there? Heal 4% of max health every 3 seconds. 2861. Do we want to math that? 2861. Who wants to math that for me? 2861 times 0.04. 114 health. That is not a small amount, but... Kieran DM'd me. Oh, what did he say? It's not often I get a DM from a co-founder of Illuvium. You still in. Still playing. Oh, I bet he wants a rematch. Does he remember what deck I played against him? Oh, I'm curious now. Let's see if Kieran wants a rematch. Oh, I bet he does. Who's friend requesting me? Kieran. That's life, folks. That is life. When you get a friend request from the co-founder of Illuvium because he's probably mad that he lost to you. Oh, I don't know. What do you think? We're going to hang around for just like, we'll hop into one more game. We'll keep playing because I'm curious to see if Kieran wants a rematch. Oh, I'm sad I didn't see that earlier. I usually put Discord on silence because I have people who just like to randomly hit me up with questions. By the way, you have questions. I am here to answer them. Whether it is a Twitter DM or a Discord DM, you might have to friend request me first, but I am always happy to answer your questions. Might take me a bit to get to you, but I will get to you. So I have one person currently who's just like, what's true sight? What's blind? What's frost? Fighter, verdant. They had a very, very, very naturey deck. Let's try this way. We're going to try the Meteor Onslaught, see if I can get it. Again, I never really like want full tokens on Meteor Onslaught, but 300 damage and stunning every 2 seconds can be very effective. Hence, people go for it. All right. Oh, yeah. I should probably put units on the board. Let's see. Again, I apologize. Boring when you know what's coming, right? Maybe I should just mix it up for the heck of it. You can't hear it. I have like a Bollywood kind of song going on. Dance with me. All right. Crusader. I'm kind of curious how they're determining their matching system. Like, how far can you go to be matched with somebody? Because I feel like being gold 3, I've matched. Have I matched silver 3 before? I might have. And I know I've matched diamond as gold 1. So maybe it's that kind of +1, -1 within your rank. Let's see. So what's the range on this dude? 40. So Archos doesn't have to move, but the lesser water doka should. I'm going to move my ranger to try to get that dude to come up to me. Also, if anybody in chat wants to play this lovely game, here's the link where you can sign up for an Illuvium account if you don't have one already, and then just download the game at the Epic Game Store. Apologies why I get distracted, folks. I love it. Artemis versus Kieran. Artemis, he's taunting you in stream. That's hilarious. And then I beat him in the last rounds. That's awesome. Okay. Again, distracted too easily. Like, seriously, that's like a trophy. That's a trophy for sure. My team builder link in the description. Yes, team builder. If you want to use, are you asking Web3 for my rogue team builder? That's harder for me to want to give up. Do I have it public? Let's see what I got. Okay, one thing you can do if you want to see some of the teams that I've built on the illuvialmaster.com site. So, oh, not that. For those who don't know, Illuvialmaster.com is kind of a fan site where they provide information on Illuvium, Illuvials, affinities, classes. I showed a page earlier. I am one of the co-founders. I'm very biased. I think it's the best website in the world. What you can do if you'd like is you can head on over to our team manager section of the website, and you can see all of the public decks that people have posted in the last 3 days it's been live. We don't have this particular one that I'm playing because I have it private just until December 3rd. After December 3rd, everything can be public, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the tournament. The Inferno tournament that's being run by, oh gosh, who is it? Is it Phantom or is it Wildfire Guild? A lot of the creators. Scoriox is a part of it. I think it's Scoriox. Probably Wildfire then. Oh, I gotta think about this. Okay. Anyways, so here you can see, what are some ones that I've done? See, and the worst part though is some of these are outdated. I had my toxic one on here, but I've since updated it, but I haven't updated on the Illuvial Master site. But you can go through. Oh, they have up and down. No. Sky, did you, John Sky, who is also, by the way, one of the co-founders. Did you know that there's only an upvote and not a downvote on all of these teams right now? Just so you know, we're implementing up and down votes. Yeah, here's this. At the end of this, I will share my toxic deck. More than happy to share that one. This one can counter the toxic deck. And I've gotten this close. Like the empath build, I'm getting lost at where I'm at. I need to pay attention. The empath build that everyone is spamming right now for the next day or two until they nerf it. This one gets really close. Like if you're playing somebody who's playing the empath, this build will beat them 70% of the time if they don't really know what they're doing. Overworld. So Overworld is in private beta right now. I currently have access to Overworld. So if you want to see the gameplay, I'm going to be playing it on Thursday. If you want to get into private beta to play Overworld, seriously, pop into the Illuvium Discord, tag Rich. Be obnoxious about it. We all love Rich. Rich is our community manager, and him, one of the mods, there are plenty of people who would love to give you a beta code to test out Overworld. It's good. It's fun. If you like kind of that grindy Overworld exploration gameplay, I like it. Seriously, before PvP, it was my go-to. I like the grind. It's very kind of cozy game-ish almost. That will probably be released, if I had to guess, I would say probably in the new year, right around New Year's maybe. It's just not if you presented it to people who knew nothing about Illuvium, it's not a very good first impression because it can be a bit boring. All right. What do we want to do? Kira never got back to me, but I'm going to do one more and then we're going to sign off. Just because I want to, again, build up that gold 3 a bit. Overworld. I highly suggest Overworld though. Again, pop into the Discord, get a beta code, and put that into your account. Easy access. It's more just people who don't know anything about it. It can be boring because eventually they plan to have Illuvials in the overworld. You see them as you're going around, kind of like Pokemon right now. But they don't have that yet. Right now it's just these little orbs that you shoot at. They also plan to have plants attacking you and more obstacles to get through. One thing they're saving for open beta will be, excuse me, kind of NPC interactions. They've talked about possibly doing quests or daily activities. Anyways, yeah. So Overworld is cool. There's not a lot to it right now. Let's see. We got Phosphorus and Blaze. This is an expensive deck and next to no augments. And yeah, you've got Frost and Steam. This is interesting. Invulnerable, that's decent. Let's do that. So when it comes to earning, Illuvium really is more about the gameplay than general crypto games have been advertised as like play to earn. You could think of this more as play and earn. And really there's only a few ways to earn if you want. Let me place my things and then I will tell you how you could earn with Illuvium. The main ways are going to be through the leaderboards. For example, Illuvium has what they call Illuvium Beyond. Illuvium Beyond is a collection game made up of these characters. Up here you see my Quinks profile picture. So you can collect the different pictures and put them in your album. You get points. The more points you have, the higher on the leaderboard you are. The people who are on those leaderboards earn anywhere from half an ILV to 12 ILV a week from those rewards. So for the people who are like in first place getting 12 ILV a week with the price at $100 right now, you know, they're getting $1,200. Man, that's a lot. A week to be on the Illuvium Beyond leaderboard. While we are still in beta, they do plan to have a PvP leaderboard. I do not know if they plan to have ILV rewards for being on that leaderboard while we're in private beta. I wouldn't be surprised though if they do, which means if you can work your way up in PvP on the leaderboard, you probably earn some ILV, which is one way to make money. If you are into Illuvium for the investing side of it, the best way, in my opinion, not financial advice, is Illuvium Land. Illuvium Land is going to be kind of a bit of a city builder game. It's not passive. You have to play the game to get anything out of it, but you build up your city and these resources and you make fuel. Fuel is then sold to players of the overworld. So to go on an overworld run in stage 1, 2, or 3, you need what's called Krypton, which is the type of fuel. So you can buy it from a landowner. To fuse your Illuvials is going to take a certain type of fuel. To do any crafting will take fuel. Landowners that set up will earn about 5% of all fuel sales through their generation of the fuel and selling it to the players of the overworld. The other 95% will be coming from Illuvium themselves. So you can earn 5% of in-game fuel sales that way. Another way, and honestly, my opinion, not financial advice, the best way if you want to earn off of Illuvium success is buy the ILV token and stake it. 100% of in-game revenue is distributed back to stakers. The more ILV you have staked, the more revenue distribution you're going to get. So that to me is kind of the main ways that you can go about making money with Illuvium. That's not particularly my main goal. I just like the game. I am invested, don't get me wrong, but I'm more about playing the game. I didn't even really know much about crypto before I found Illuvium. Like, I think I started exploring what Coinbase was, and then I found Illuvium. I'm like, oh, sweet, games. I love games. And then I just kind of rolled my way into Web3. The other nice thing, if you are into the crypto element of gaming, is everything in Illuvium, the plants you harvest, the minerals you harvest, the Illuvials, all of that is NFTs. The augments that you can craft from those materials from the overworld, NFTs. It will be interesting when we get to gameplay, like open beta, because once open beta hits, you don't, like right now we have access to every Illuvial to build our teams. Open beta hits, you don't get that. If you want Illuvials for your team, you either A, have to go into the overworld to catch them yourself, or you have to wait until somebody puts it on the secondary market and buy it from them. So it'll be really interesting. Like there's going to be a lull in PvP because if you don't want to go find your own Illuvials and you want to wait for secondary, you're only going to have access to the preset decks, the revolving ones. I personally expect a lull in PvP at open beta for a week or two. Because once you're going into the overworld to catch these Illuvials, like dominant affinity is really important when you're playing these games. especially when it comes to bonding your ranger and making those composite classes and affinities. And the Illuvial you catch in the overworld, it's randomized. So you don't know what the dominant affinity will be until you've caught it. So you could go for a rake and catch a water dominant, but maybe you want a fire dominant. So you have to go looking until you find one. But I mean, that's also half the fun of the start of this game. There's going to be a lot of NFT movements, buying and selling in the first couple weeks, to be sure. What do we want to do? Let's upgrade. Where should we put them? Doesn't really matter. Put that on you. Let's see. Start a combat invulnerable. Sure. Like giving speed to my Ripfire. Let's do you. See how that goes. Yeah, the main way to earn is definitely going to be catching Illuvials. And again, at the very start of open beta, like I've already been talking to Sky, my husband, about taking time off for open beta. Just because that first week, like if you want to make money, people are going to be waiting to buy Illuvials. I've talked to other content creators who are like, I'm not even going to go into the tier 0 free zone. I'm going to buy the tier 0s so that I'm not wasting my time, which I think is a little silly, but that's just me. I guess it's smart if you really want to be going into stage 3 runs to find the first ramp buyer, because it's also going to be a race to find things. There are going to be in-game rewards in Overworld for like the first person to find the obelisk that takes you to Abyssal Basin, because that might not be open immediately. The first person to catch a ramp buyer might get some sort of a reward. At the very least, they're definitely going into the blockchain as like, hey, this user caught the very first ramp buyer ever, or this user fused the very first ramp buyer ever. Oh gosh, that was fun. That was super fun. You guys are awesome. I super appreciate everyone chilling out with me. That's gonna be it for me tonight when it comes to Arena. If you had fun hanging out with me and you want some more chill gaming sessions, I will be back on Thursday, and we are actually going to go into the overworld. So if you want to see what that's like before maybe you go asking for a beta code, I will actually see if I can get TSG to give me some overworld beta codes, and I can hand those out on Thursday, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So join me Thursday about the same time. If not, I will be streaming Arena again next Tuesday. Maybe Saturday. We'll see. I really can't step away. This is a lot of fun. And I hope to see you guys on the Arena Battlefield. Whether it's Twitter DMs, Discord DMs, want a match, hit me up. Have a question? Hit me up. I'm always here. Anyways,